Hello, everyone. Today, on June 18, 2023, we have a new moon at 26 degrees in Gemini. And it is in conjunct with Juno, the asteroid of commitment and devotion. Along with it, Mercury is prompting and articulating the feelings generated by the planet Venus. Whereas Jupiter is sextile Saturn, forming a very harmonious aspect. All this configuration implies that our beliefs or renewed beliefs help us take realistic step towards restructuring our life. In fact, our dreams can manifest into reality. Now, since Mercury is buzzing through its own sign Gemini, being also nudged with the new moon, it actually apprises you that you are more clever than you think. So build the energy of confidence and start working towards your goals earnestly. Now is the perfect time to keep your ears and eyes open in order to grab the influx of information coming your way. You could utilize this information to your benefit. Mercury with new moon makes you alert and keeps you mentally stimulated. The mood is set for you to put your optimistic intellect and alert energies at play. So, if you're well versed with the universal intelligence and understand the zodiac wheel, you realize that after we grasp our self assessment or after we grasp and finish our own self assessment, we are ready to explore our talent and potentials. In Gemini, we are ready to explore and experience our surroundings through our core perceptions. So, for a more personal effect, check with the astrological house that belongs to this mutable air sign Gemini in your natal birth chart. This is the area where you are more likely to utilize your energies and explore eventualities through your inquisitiveness. So, by being curious and willing to question your interests, you may step onto opportunities that can help you progress further professionally or personally. So, with the combined energies emanated from these personal planets, you will be able to realize your truth. You will be able to articulate your feelings in words. If you were shy or hesitant to speak your mind earlier, well, now would be the time that you will be able to harness your duality. It's like walking your talk. Whatever you are inside, you are outside. So, no more hiding under the mask of complexities. Even though the new moon is hardly visible, yet its energies are potent and powerful. All new moons mark new beginnings of a brand new lunar cycle. Since new moons occur when the sun joins forces with the moon in the same degree of a zodiac, which also implies that now our ambitions can overpower your emotions. You could manifest your energies passionately by focusing on whatever is the most important to you. New moons are very potent and supercharged. It's a divine synergy of these two luminaries. Now, today, when the new moon in Gemini takes place on June 18th at 12:32 a.m. ET at 26 degrees, actually gives you an opportunity to reinvest in yourself and your beliefs. Renewing itself via this 26 degrees of this inquisitive air sign, it's important to recollect that the past new moons have repeatedly followed a set pattern of being activated in the latter degrees of a sign. There is like an air of finality to these astrological degrees. It brings in awareness to what needs to be decluttered from our lives. For instance, when considering the present new moon in Gemini, chances are that as you gain clarity in mind, the situations or people that you no more resonate with could be declared redundant and done away with, as they are no more productive for your growth in life. Simultaneously, you realize the value of those people who have been sincere to you and are true benefactors. So, as you recognize new opportunities and perspectives, you willingly would be able to embrace the new norm in your life. This new moon is also witnessing a powerful square alignment to ambiguous Neptune in Pisces. Thus, the energy could potentially trigger feelings of restlessness or uncertainty. In other words, getting the answers you've been seeking could bring up more questions and doubts. However, this is where we are being encouraged to be calm and surrender ourselves to the path carved for us by the universal intelligence with faith, utmost faith. Time to stop analyzing or thinking too much or getting too inquisitive or asking too many questions. It seems contradictory when considering Gemini's cerebral nature, but if there's ever been a good time to harness the duality of this air sign, it is right now. And though your intuitive and logical mind are bound to challenge one another at this time, it's up to you to find a healthy balance between the two. Let your thoughts simmer, but don't overlook what you intuitively know to be true. So, with the squaring of Neptune, one may feel illusional or delusional. You may experience self deception. So, it's important to only trust your heart and your inner energies. In this age of Aquarius, there is a spiritual dimension to everything that we are up to, culturally and individually. It's a perfect time to think our way through and to apply the utmost discernment to our personal lives and to the anxious moments brought in through a current cultural situation. Refrain from painting an idealistic rosy picture of how things could be. Instead, be realistic of your values. Yesterday, with Saturn having gone retrograde, we need to remember that this new moon is the beginning of understanding our limitations and working within the rules while being responsible for our actions. So do not give way to self doubt. Even though Neptune is associated with illusion, deception, and things that are not what they seem, yet, like planets have a role to play in our lives, Neptune endeavors to help us discover our creative levels. Dreams and hopes carry us forward in life. How we integrate our creativity in our daily lives makes us passionate about the tasks that we undertake. Success is all about enjoying what we do or doing what makes us happy. However, this is a limiting way of looking at Neptune. Neptune's end goal is not to deceive, in fact, help us find a higher, more integrative synthesis. A square is a tense aspect experienced as a helpless, victimized attitude. During a square transit, we feel that no matter how hard we try, there are outside forces or overwhelming circumstances that prevent us from reaching our goals or achieving our goals. A Neptune square is not like a Uranian unexpected turn of events, nor a dramatic Pluto power struggle. Neptune squares makes you feel delusional. Your perspective about every situation or people in life is actually prejudiced. The worst hit scenario is when the moon, your inner emotions, are squaring with Neptune and hard hitting. So it could be very fleeting though. Now these emotions that we are going to undergo maybe perhaps for another day or two or maximum a week. You may feel deep down as if you are depressed, down in the dumps. But trust me, after a couple of days, you will only gain clarity and realize that your perceptions were wrong and far from reality. Situations are not as bad as they seemed. And as Saturn reminded you that the universe bestows only what you can handle. So fear not and dissolve your anxieties. Allow the process of whatever you're feeling with equanimity of mind, as by the end of the month, you would have realized the benefits of your experience. Now, during this transit of Neptune, along with the new moon, we get connected to our inner self at a soul level, which outwardly helps us understand the world and its beings. If given due importance, this will help you understand your life and its needs. So, true spiritualism is easily understood when you're able to connect with your inner core. Self love is the basis of loving the world. Fall in love with yourself, and you can discover a whole new meaning on living life with equanimity. So, Neptune equates with water. It's the epitome of oceans. Life is like a river. which eventually flows into the ocean and becomes one with it. So, the way a river has just one goal, that is to become one with the ocean, it flows over every obstacles that comes in its way, thus creating a path by embracing everything. Similarly, Neptune connects us with different people, situations, and ideas which can integrate through our creativity. It is the planet of mysticism, representing both the blissful at one moment, whereas spiritual and the confusion which comes from not knowing the limits and boundaries. Even though it blurs your reality and fantasy, yet it teaches us compassion, patience, and unity in diversity. So, coming back to new moon in Gemini squaring Neptune in Pisces will initially confuse our senses in many ways, but eventually, when clarity dawns, you could be recognizing new patterns in the form of fresh opportunities in life. This is the time to restructure or renovate or reframe your thoughts as you understand that perceptions can never be realities. The truth is always different from what you perceive. So, this new moon in Gemini is determined to get the facts and figures correct, while Neptune in Pisces is nudging you to gain more clarity on your findings, or better still, to understand the pros and cons by delving deep. Now, Gemini and Mercury rule research analysis. So basically, the people who are born in Gemini and having its lord as Mercury, they actually become researchers. And Neptune and Pisces together, they rule scientists and theoreticians and scholars. So Einstein was a Pisces. He came up with his creative theories not by employing Gemini hard data approaches, but by also using his imagination. Neptune helps us close our eyes and see what is otherwise invisible to the eye. So, the Gemini new moon helps us push or manifest our goals by gaining clarity of the path that we need to take. We start to create a path having collected the relevant facts and data, whereas Neptune forces us to shift our facts from fiction so that we could proceed higher, gaining heights in our chosen endeavors. So the process initially may be unnerving, but it's like the brightness experienced after a thunder shower. Hence, this potent transit of Saturn retrograde, followed by the new moon in Gemini squaring Neptune, helps us understand the reality and reframe our perspective of inner desires and dreams. Success is always followed by the passionate drive, which we must work through our talents and potentials. The belief of creating your own visions should never be given up. Be devoted to your inner core if you wish to live your life in the fullest sense. Existing in your life is not the truest sense of life. Living it on your terms brings a whole new meaning to your existence as you achieve the three essentials of life, that is, health, wealth, and happiness. This period, especially, encourages you to reframe your initial thoughts and explore new perspectives, especially if situations or things have not worked out earlier. Now, the new moon in Gemini squaring Neptune implores you to reimagine your approach and reconsider alternative paths to make your dream a reality. Don't let insecurities, fear, or anxiety interrupt your sense of optimism. Seek out new ways to manifest the reality of your potential talents and convictions. Believe in yourself, as there is a place for everyone under the sun. So it's time to be bold and brave and grab this opportunity to reinvent yourself and reinvest in your talents and potentials. For a more elaborate approach, you can always connect with me through www.dollymanghat.com. Till my next, stay blessed.